Hey, it's Clarence. Now, I'm so sorry that I've been away for so long. But just things have been crazy. Things have been crazy. I'll give you an update some other time. I'm kind of in a rush. I don't really have a lot of time to talk right now. But as you can see by the hat, things have changed. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you today about this new play that's just started previews on Broadway called The Mystery of Edwin Drood. Now, I did not know anything going in about this musical. Apparently, it was a revival. So it was on Broadway before. That's what that means. I walk in, and the whole place looks like an old-timey, like, English music hall. And as the show starts, you don't even know when it starts. I mean, just people just start coming in through the audience, and they start talking to the audience, and then they climb up on stage and they sing this one really great song, and then. Oh, and there's this woman that's in it. She's the star of the show, I guess, or one of the stars of the show, I should say. And everyone applauds when she first comes in. They're just screaming her name. We almost stopped the show like 30 seconds in. It was great, but I didn't know who it was. So I asked the guy next to me. I said, "Who is that?" And he said, "Have you ever heard of Anita from West Side Story?" And I said, "That is not Rita Moreno. Okay, I know that." And he went, "No, have you ever heard of Velma from Chicago?" And I said, "That's not Catherine Zeta-Jones." Okay? And he just kind of threw up his arms and said, "Have you ever heard Kiss of the Spider Woman?" And I said, "That is not William Hurt." But then it hit me, it hit me who she was. I'd seen her before. I knew she was very familiar. And I knew that she was on an episode of Kojak once that I caught in reruns when I was a little boy. And she played Josie Hooper in the episode called The Marcus Nelson Murders. And I finally realized who it was. And I was so happy. I was like, yeah, I'll watch her for a couple hours. That's great. And she was wonderful. She was wonderful. Now, like I said, you walk into the theater, and it's like an old English music hall, and the story is that this theater company is doing a production of a book that Charles Dickens wrote, and it was a murder mystery, but he died before he finished it. So, you'd think it would be a short show. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't too long or anything. It was great, but no, it wasn't a short show. And so they decide that they're going to do their version of it, their, show version of it, and they do, and so all the actors are playing actors who are playing roles. It's very conceptual, you got to think about it. So it's really great, and everybody's singing all these songs, and there's one thing, there's the person who plays the title character, Edwin Drood. He seems kind of effeminate. And, at one point, the actor shows up, and the actor is wearing a long wig and a bustier and a long skirt, and I was kind of confused by that. So I might have to go see it again just to understand what was going on with that. But, the music is just lovely, and it goes along, and, there's the crazy uncle who everyone thinks is the murderer, even before the murder happens. Everybody kind of gets that vibe, he could kill. And then, there's the Edwin Drood, and then there's a couple people from Ceylon, is what they called it. And they're just wearing purple, and it was beautiful. And there's the young, pretty Rosebud, and she's just got this high, lovely voice, and she sings, and it's great. And all these other people. The cast list is very long. I would probably bore you if I went through everybody, but everybody was very good. So it goes along. Edwin Drood gets murdered, and though you never see the body. And then everybody, goes through, and everyone's suspicious of everyone else. And then we get to the point in the story where there's no more story, because it's the end of the book, the end of what Charles Dickens wrote. And so the audience gets to decide who the murderer is. And that was fun, because they all line up, and they got a number, and people go out into the audience, and you vote on it by raising your hand, and they take it down, and then they count them, and then that's who the murderer is for that night. So it's not a spoiler alert or nothing. I mean, it changes all the time. You can vote for whoever you want, really, So yeah, that's The Mystery of Edwin Drood. And it's so much fun, and it's so good, and you should see it right now. You should buy your tickets right and see it.